Hello, everyone. Casted Fed, and it's time for another edition of Try Hard Gaming with me, Roll Cage TV. Even racing, try hard racing, even. I do the best I can, what I've got, which is not a lot of talent, but a whole lot of tired. Oh man, I am dying it today. I was up late, way late last night, actually late this morning. Playing a new game. Order of Battle, World War II. World War II strategy combat game. Classic kind of quote-unquote beer and pretzels game. It's hard to place it as far as on that scale. Traditional beer and pretzels games are like war games that you are not too complicated or not too you just push counters around and roll the dice and stuff. Advanced Squad Leader, which I played a lot of, is not considered a beer and pretzels game, I don't think, but anyway. But I digress. I'm getting into all this wargamer terminology. And so yeah, I've been getting into that. I just got that. I don't know if I'm going to get sucked into buying all the DLL. It's a massive game. The initial game comes with a whole bunch of content, and it's pretty cheap. And then the DLLs are each not that much, but it adds up because there's like 16 DLLs, more and more campaigns. So yeah, I think this is being released on YouTube the week after my 12-hour mid-autumn marathon stream. If I'm wrong, if it's not yet the 11th, or if it is the 11th when you're watching this, go over to my Twitch channel. Stop watching, go to my Twitch channel, because I'm in the middle of a marathon. Noon till midnight, August 11th, or November 11th. Not August, that was midsummer. Anyway, but yeah, I played, I have not yet recorded that, but I am going to be playing, and in your time, this is Roll Cage from the past talking. I am going to be playing Order Battle World War II for a couple hours. If you missed it and you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube, you should be able to go back and look up the VOD. My VODs are up there for 2 months, so you've got some time. None of that content is going to be chopped up for YouTube. Lots of fun stuff there. Lots of fun stuff. Speaking of fun stuff, we're going to do fun stuff here, right? All this yapping, not enough driving, not enough racing. I did mention how tired I am, right? Where are we? Let's see where I am. Let's go to the map. Oh my! It's time to do the qualifying for the big thing. But before I do that, let me zoom out here. See weeklies. Zoom out farther. Okay, there's a new one. There's a new one. There's a new one. Oh, there's 4 now. And here's one that I may have already done then. Is there a find me here? Show me, yes. I'm not last. Okay, before I do anything else, I'm gonna drive to one. I'm going to drive to this one over here, but I'm going to drive there because I got it warmed up. So let's free ride it. Free ride. Something like that. Anyway, okay. Turn around, left. Correct? Correct. Okay. Turn around. Got to remember how to do this. Haven't played this game in a while. One of the things that I am playing, have played, we'll be playing, oh, people are loud in my ears, is Ride 4, another new game. I try to feature some new games, or games I haven't played that much, on my marathon streams. Sometimes in the past it's been games that I have chopped up for YouTube, though practice and stuff like that. But this This time I'm just doing all new games. And so yeah, there's not going to be any TT, not going to be any Dirt, not going to be any Civilization. But yeah, Ride 4 and oh, woo, made it. Ride 4 and Townsman, which is a game I played 6 months ago, I guess, on my spring marathon. My anniversary stream actually is in the spring. 2.5 years now I've been streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/RollCageOnTheBarTV. Oh, no, oh. You guys didn't think I'd make it. I didn't think I'd make it. Lean left. So, yeah, this game just got an update. And there's no, like, patch notes or anything that I could find. But I'm hoping maybe the update helped fix the audio clicky problems. Because this was the only game that was giving me that. Because I tried everything I could, and not there. This is a tricky intersection for me. Oh, my eyes are still asleep here. I said I was up late. I just got up. And it's like 12:30 in the afternoon here. But yeah, I was up until early this morning. Very addicting if you're into war games, and I've been into war games for over 40 years. Old Avalon Hill games, SPI games. I don't know if I may have played an SPI game with a friend of mine, but never owned any. One day, let's do it. I haven't done this one yet, right? I'm sure I haven't done this one, because, yeah, it doesn't have show me. Okay. What's the info? 1 lap. Clear. What map is it? It doesn't say. It doesn't really matter. Oh, full circuit of the mountain course. Do we have time for this? Yeah, I got time for this. Sure, what the heck? It'll be good practice. Clear. Realistic physics. Okay. We better get going then. Because the qualifier, I'm going to be doing the whole course. And I might skip the free practice then. Just jump right into qualifier. And then, after that, I'm going to do the actual race. And that's going to take, that's going to take close to 2 hours. And so, yeah, I'll be splitting that up into a couple YouTube episodes. Make sure I get the set up here. The actual race, I'm almost certain not to qualify for the actual race, but I will be mimicking it. All right, let's start. Yes, I was saying I don't know how many. When I say war gamers, I mean tabletop war gamers. In case you don't know and think of like people that drive around with their miniature tanks and stuff. Yeah, that's not me. But on hexagons, little maps on hexagons, and you have different units, and there's different levels of details and levels of units. I'm used to ASL primarily, which is very, very small scale. Each unit, the units are little cardboard counters with all the information on them. And you roll dice, and you have all these tables and stuff. Very geeky, very, very, as super geeky as you can get. war gamers are. Picture an old man like me. Whoa, I actually started to lean forward. I broke so hard. Oh, that's right. It's realistic physics. Oh, I got to keep that in mind. What was I saying before my life passed before my eyes? Yeah, think of old men sitting in their caves with their dice and hunched over and the poor light and stuff. Yeah, I played Basic Squad Leader. That's how long I've been playing Basic Squad Leader. I think the first expansion kit was out then. Maybe the second expansion kit had just come out or was about to come out when I started playing. I found someone to play with by finding an ad in the old Avalon Hill General magazine. The community is so small, you could, back in the day, 40 plus years ago, you put an ad in the magazine, which would come out once a month or whatever. And you would put an ad in there. I'm trying to think of what year this would be. 80, something like that. A little earlier, a little later, maybe. And so yeah, so I looked and saw that there was an ad for someone that was in my city, my area, and I answered the ad, called on the phone call, and we set up a time to get started playing, and we played. I mean, I had already had the game, and then after that, I'm trying to think of the names of the expansion kits. There was Squad Leader, and the first expansion was Cross of Iron, and the second expansion was Crescendo of Doom, was it? Crescendo of something? And the third expansion came out after I was already playing with this two brothers, which was G.I. something? G.I. Joe? No, what's it? Anyway, the original game was Eastern. This is all World War II stuff. The original game was on the Eastern Front, and then Cross of Iron expanded that to be more. Oh, the original game had Russians, Germans, and U.S. troops, and it was not quite as detailed in terms of rules and stuff. And then the first expansion came out with more detailed rules and also more accurate units and stuff between the Eastern Front, Germans and Russians. And then the second expansion kit had British and French troops and everything on the Western Front in Europe. And then the third expansion kit, and also more rules, and the third expansion kit added Japanese and U.S. troops in the Pacific. And no ships, it was such a small scale, the hexes were 40 meters long, that no ships were abstracted. And the way it worked is you'd have these boards, not just general maps, which a lot of the games had, but you'd have these boards that you could plug and play, and a scenario would be on a piece of cardboard or whatever, a piece of paper, and you would, it would tell you how to set up the boards, and you could twist them all around, and they could connect to each other, lead up to each other. Hold on a second, I think I'm getting clickies on the microphone. Okay, that should be better. I tried to get everything stable, but hopefully this will stay good. Like I said, I've tried everything. I don't know what to do about it. I just have to keep monitoring it if I hear it. I know it's annoying. It's not quite as bad on the YouTube, but on the original stream, it can be really annoying. Oh! I think that's the first time I fell off. These are realistic physics. I'm proud of myself. Almost made it a sixth of the way. So yeah, 40 meters is not enough for ships to really. I was saying the maps. The maps. The only quote unquote ships is you'd have like boats, rafts and stuff that you can go across rivers. And I think one of the boards did have shore, so you would have like landing craft. Oh, ducks, they had ducks. If you're into World War II history, you know what I'm talking about. Those were amphibious vehicles. But as far as like ship-to-shore artillery and stuff like that, or ship-to-ship battles, they didn't have that. But this game, World War II, or Order of Battle World War II, is on a larger scale. They don't say exactly, but it's large enough that infantry and tanks only have a range of one. You have to get up next to somebody. In that case, it's kind of like more of a larger scale beer and pretzels. The units represent one tank unit represents multiple tanks. Whereas in Squad Leader, one tank was one tank. And much smaller scale, and infantry could shoot across streets and stuff. Infantry could shoot like 4 hexes, and tanks could shoot like 12 hexes, and that sort of thing. So I found that more fun, to be honest. Just running up next to people, because there isn't always good cover and stuff when you have to run up next to people. Yeah, it's the best I could do on the Xbox. On Android, I have a series of games which are similar to this one. This one has ships and aircraft and stuff like that. But on Android, I have a series of games called 1941 Eastern Front and 1942 Pacific Front and 1943 something something something. It's in North Africa. And so look up on Android Handy Games 1941, and you'll see the games that I have on Android. They still support them, though they're pretty old. This game, Order of Battle World War II, it came out on PC like 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. It initially came out as Order of Battle Pacific, and it was just the Pacific, US and Japanese. But then they added expansion kits, and I think once they came out with the first expansion, they decided, hey, let's just call it Order of Battle World War II, because we got more than just Pacific. And they have, like I said, 16 expansion kits, and so now they have, which I don't think they release expansion kits anymore. Like I said, it's like a 7-year-old game. But they did release it on Xbox finally a couple years ago, and I just now got it. So that was one of my hobbies from my youth. So all that I'm describing came out before Advanced Squad Leader. If you go on Wikipedia and you look up Advanced Squad Leader, you'll see what year that came out. And that was a big deal. We were all anxiously anticipating what at the time was being called the Unified Rulebook, because each of the games came with like a 32-page rulebook, yes, that large. And then each of the expansions came with another 32-page rulebook, and trying to look stuff up. And the rules, some of the rules in the expansion kit said, okay, this replaces this set of rules from the previous book and stuff like that. So as the game got more and more complicated. And then Advanced Squad Leader came out, and they streamlined the entire set of rules. And it was more than just unifying the rule set. It was an entire rework of the game. Really popular. I think it's still available. Avalon Hill is no longer, well, maybe they got rebirthed, but Avalon Hill went out under, and the Advanced Squad Leader was bought out by a small company, like called Multi-Man Publishing, something like that. And one of the investors in that company is a real jerk, so I don't want to promote them too much. But it's still available. The last time I checked, if you go to your specialty hobby stores, which, believe it or not, there still are some, you can order online. The quality of the stuff has gone down. Cheaper maps and map boards and cheaper units and stuff like that. But, I did not get far into buying too much of the Advanced Squad Leader and all of its expansion kits. Although the people I used to play with actually got to be play testers, and so they were really into it. Problem with some of those World War II games is, especially the desktop versions, where you really have to be into it. You really have to, get your dice out and your. I guess that you could think of it as like it's a Dungeons and Dragons complexity, but with counters and maps. Not just abstract role-playing stuff. But anyway, and you know how people can get into Dungeons and Dragons, or maybe you don't. Maybe you've been spared that in your life. The guys I knew were into, or one of the guys, the younger brother who I was best friends with, I would say, really good friends with. We'd get together and play frisbee and stuff. When I was young, late teens, early 20s. So no, I guess I was not late teens. I was in my early 20s by the time I met him. But still, young enough that I could throw the frisbee around without throwing out my lumbago or whatever it's called. Don't throw out your lumbago. Throw out your lumbar. Your lumbago is something else. Anyway, I don't think anybody throws out their lumbar either. But yeah, unfortunately, and these two guys were cool, but unfortunately, I knew I'd never make that turn. Some of the society of the wargamers are a little bit too into playing the Germans, if you know what I'm saying. Not the majority, but there's enough scary people that it kind of got me turned off of. Plus, I had other things going in my life by that time. I didn't have as much time to spend the weekend overnight flopping at this guy's small apartment, or they had like the bottom floor of a house, and then one guy moved, and because you could play the game for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, just one game. It wasn't like infinite like Dungeons and Dragons, but you play it for hours. But I left that community. I don't remember how many expansions were out for Advanced Squad Leader. But it took them like 20 years to finally get all of the expansion kits released. Because like I said, the company went out of business, but the people that were making it, the main person that was making it, I can give his name, McNamara, John McNamara. He continued working on it. And then they finally did, quote unquote, finish. And by finishing means they had units and very detailed, because like I said, individual tanks and stuff, very, very detailed unit. The infantry represented squads. That was the basic unit, hence called squad leader. Although you could split them into half squads and AT gun crews and stuff like that, which are smaller than a squad, which is in general 10 units. But their goal, and they finally met their goal, was to release every nation that participated in World War II, although some of the minor ones they released as just Axis minor troops or Allied minor troops. And then in the scenario it would tell you who they were, the Bulgarians or whatever. But that's a huge undertaking because they represented like every vehicle throughout the entire World War II. Every vehicle, and they had to come up with stats and stuff. every vehicle and every combat unit, different types of combat units. So, yeah, pretty intense. But it did eventually all come out, and I lost track of those guys. Which is kind of a shame, because like I said, the one guy was my best friend for years. But hey, you know, that's why there's places like Facebook, right, to reconnect with people, and I avoid Facebook like the plague, so I don't even I have an anonymous Facebook account. I don't even have a Facebook, like a personal Facebook account. Don't tell Facebook, because you're supposed to not have anonymous accounts on Facebook, at least when I got my account. Supposedly, it's, you know, you have to have a real... And I have an email address that's completely anonymous. You have to sign up with an email address, but... So when I contact people on there, they have no idea who I am. I have to tell them. So people can't look me up on Facebook, which is kind of the way I like it. Yeah, my socials are in disarray right now. That's why I don't have them listed anywhere. I do have an ex-Twitter account. Just because a good way of putting it. That is basically closed, disused. Because you think Facebook is bad these days. If you're watching this in the future, this is... Twitter was this company that went downhill pretty quickly. You know, look it up on Wikipedia, because if you're watching this in the future, it's not going to exist anymore. I've got an Instagram account. I don't publish because I don't check it. I'm on Discord. I do check that occasionally. I'm at RollCageTV on Discord, although I'm not open to DMs on Discord except for people who are in the same servers I'm into. But if you want to contact me personally, I am open to all whispers on Twitch. So, ow! Come over to twitch.tv/RollCageTV and give me a whisper, and we can, you know, chat a couple times there. And if you want to chat further, and you're on Discord, because it's hard to chat doing whispers, then yeah, I'll just, you know, whisper me your Discord ID, send me a friend request, and then whisper me and tell me, you know, what your ID is, so I know it's you, and then we can continue conversation there. So I like to get to know people, my followers and my subscribers. If I get to 100 subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to create my own Discord channel for followers, Twitch followers and YouTube subscribers, but not going to do it until I get 100, because it's a pain to administer that stuff. Believe me. But Discord is my main communication, interactive communication means. If you want to get messages from me, community posts on YouTube, youtube.com/@RollCageTV/community. So, yeah, how did I start this conversation? I start these conversations like you're talking back to me. I don't think anyone's in chat right now. I started this soliloquy, this monologue, talking about order of battle. Yeah, it's one thing that they have. One thing that Squad Leader had is they had individual leader counters, and they had hero counters and stuff like that, but the individual leaders were not real people's names, but a leader would give a modifier to any units that he controlled and had special abilities and stuff himself that he could do. Well, Order Battle World War II actually has that sort of concept, where they have special, I don't know what they call it. Let's call them leader units. Commanders, I think that's what they call it. commander units. You can tie a commander to one of your units. It's a different kind of format. They publish scenarios. They call them missions that are grouped into campaigns, and you play through a set of missions, a set of scenarios, like 12 to 15 scenarios in any campaign. And each campaign is, like I said, a separate DLC, except the main game comes with, well, 2 campaigns. One miniature campaign, which is boot camp, teaches you how to play the game, and then a full campaign. As you go through the campaign and meet objectives, you get these command units that you can then tie to various units, and you get to keep units from mission to mission, and they build up experience. Although every mission you also get auxiliary units. So the strategy is to throw your auxiliary units at the problem. Even though your main units are better, keep them back. Your core units are better. But they have a history, and you don't want them to die, but you don't care if your auxiliary units die. That's what they're there for. Are removed from combat. You can, if one of your core units is removed from combat, you can reform them. And you can heal during the game, but you get a limited amount of resources to heal. And as you accomplish things, you also can add in your own reinforcements. You can buy new units and add in reinforcements from there, or take some of the other core units that maybe weren't deployed initially. You get deployment points when you start off. The scenario will give you units. Those are the auxiliary units. Then you can add your own historical units and stuff. So it's a really good game. It doesn't have everything that I would have liked. I would have liked it if it was on a smaller scale, so that you can shoot across the street. But it does do like suppression fire kind of thing, but you have to be up next to the unit. And most war games of the 80s era, 70s, 80s era were 80s, 90s. I mean, they're still around. Most war games of that ilk, SPI, Avalon Hill games. Still, I don't know. I can't remember what SPI stood for. Strategy Publishing Inc. or something. I don't know. Those games, most of the games are on a wider scale than Order of Battle. They're on kilometer, I think, scale hexes. But yeah, so it's I like having it on a smaller scale so that you can, like I said, fire down the street, individual buildings in cities. Rather than having a town as a hex, you have a building, maybe a small building is one hex, and you have larger buildings, maybe take up a couple hexes. And like I said, 40 meter scale. And then there's some real large. There's a Stalingrad scenario. One of the maps is an abstract that represents this factory and that's huge, like 4x4 area, which is a huge building for the squad leader scale. So yeah, I don't know how many map boards. I think there was 32 or something by the time I stopped, and so there's even more after that. Map boards that, like I said, they all fit together. And most scenarios were played on 2 or 3 map boards. Some of them were played on just a half a map board, so they're pretty small. But they go up to more, grand scenarios with multiple 5 map boards or something, which is kind of on the level of one of the games that have a map, just a single paper map that represents geographically accurate, and hundreds of units that are in any particular game. I watched a video recently, probably because of my search history on looking up this Order of Battle videos, on this game, and I can't remember the name of it now, but it's famous for being the most complicated game ever of any kind. And the guy that made it even said it was impossible to play. It would take, if you played for 8 hours a week, it would take like 100 years or so to complete it. Most war games are not on that scale. It was all of North Africa, and the entire North Africa campaign from when it started to when it ended, with all the units that are involved. But they were company level, or larger than company, I guess. Brigade level units, something like that. Corps? I don't remember what level it was. Yes, wargamers are a special breed, super geeky. I was probably not as geeky as most, which is maybe why another reason why I didn't stick with it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not geeky. I'm still geeky, but I did have other interests, like, you know, girlfriends who were dumping me. I don't think they dumped me because I was playing war games, but maybe. Maybe that was part of it. There's a reason why I'm a lonely old man, folks. This winning personality is all a facade. I'm almost done. I'm almost done with this lap. How close to 20 minutes is it? I'm sure it's not even close. Oh, I'm gonna lose it here. Oh, I didn't lose it. I lose it on that corner a lot. And then sometimes I lose it on this corner because I get too enthusiastic coming out of there. All right. I have no idea what my running time is because it's in small print upper right hand corner of the screen. I'm focused completely on the center of the screen. How did I get 0.6 penalty? I know I didn't jump the start. 28! That's terrible. But then it was realistic physics, so I can't get too upset. All right. Well, lap info. Yeah, I think that was my 1 lap time. Let's continue. I posted a score. That's the important thing. I don't have time to do any more of them, but oh, you know what? I don't think I may have missed out on my reward. The rewards I get are, you know, I didn't check my electronics to make sure they're all up to snuff. Okay, let's go to the official the official qualifier. Oh, did I do the qualifier? I did that. I did the qualifier. Oh, I was supposed to start this stream with the race itself, and I didn't. Well, you know what? Then I can do the rest of these weeklies, and then the race will still show up next YouTube episode, because I don't have time now to do the whole race. That's for sure. So let's do that. So that one's done. That one's done. I need to do this one and this one. Do I dare try to drive my way there? Probably will not do me any good. So I might do a practice lap on the qualifier. I don't know. Probably doing these is going to be enough to cut off a YouTube episode. Full circuit. Oh yeah, this is pretty long too. So info, raining, beginner physics. That's nice. Morning, but raining isn't good for YouTube. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Problem is motion blur. Although it's not as bad when I watch it on YouTube, it's not as bad as I was afraid it is. But it definitely shows up when it's raining. Streaming at 720. 30 would have liked to stream at 720 60 frames per second, but unfortunately Twitch YouTube app, they took away that ability, so I have to bump up to 1080. And 1080 60, one, it pushes my internet. I'm gonna upgrade my equipment. Yeah, the setup is the same. No, this button. Because the high resolution, the 60 frames per second, it still has motion blur, where the lower resolution, 720, 60, would mostly eliminate that motion blur, but I can't stream with that anymore. So it's good that I don't have an account that I never got an account from Lightstream, which is the third-party software online, not local software I use to be able to set up my scenes and stuff like that. It's kind of like an OBS thing. They have an account that's 720/60, but I can't take advantage of that, and I'm glad that I didn't. No way was I stopping there. It didn't help that I was holding the wrong button down. No, I was holding the brake down. The second I thought I could have held the back brake down too. Sometimes I'll pump the back brake. I don't know if it does any good, but I'll do it anyway. Because I got linked brakes, so when I press the brake, it does the front and rear brakes. If I was into the realism, I would have to use one stick to lean and the other stick for something. Oh, just the other stick is just look around, which I think I can do. No, I can't do. I got that turned off. And you know, you have to lean and forward and back, side to side is how you steer it. You have to lean forward and back to tuck or untuck, and I got automatic tucking on and wheelie suppression. And as you see, I just blasted right out of the start line, and I did a small wheelie. I didn't flip the bike over as it would have done. I could get a quicker start if I was smooth at accelerating, but I'm not, so it's easier for me to just blast out of the start. Yeah, is the sale over yet? I was gonna get another racing game. Maybe the sale's not over yet. It was like 85% off. SBK 2020. It's a smaller circuit like MotoGP, but I think it's for super bikes. Yeah, it's for super bikes. Not the purpose-built MotoGP bikes, racing bikes. Yeah, that's all. I was going to take advantage of that sale. I got enough credits saved up, I could buy it. It's under $20 now. I'm waiting for another game, Rims, to ever go on sale. That's like Ride. It's actually by Milestone, the people that make this game. So it's supposed to be pretty good, but I don't like to spend full price on video games. Although I spent over full price to get a chat pad because they don't make it anymore. So I had to go on eBay. Oh, speaking of reasons why I need a chat pad. Wait, is it okay now? I think it's okay now. I must have bumped the cord. Sorry about that clicky. Yeah, I tried, I bought this one was actually used, but I bought a second one that was out of box new. At least the guy said it was out of box new, but it came wrapped in a bubble wrapping kind of thing that I don't remember them coming wrapped with, but maybe. But yeah, an official Microsoft chat pad, which has all the best features. The chat pads you can get nowadays are third party and they're crappy by comparison. The buttons are crappy and doesn't have the same functionality and stuff. So yeah, I paid over the old retail price, as you would imagine, since they're scarce. So, but they are still some out there. Like I said, this guy had a couple of open box new ones, supposedly. You got to make sure you read the description, though. Someone sold one cheap. Actually, I did get one fairly, not comparatively cheap. And oh, now it's going crazy. Hold on. Hopefully that's better. I'll wipe the context a little bit. What was I saying? Oh, and this, it had, I didn't notice, there was a picture, it had, they said in the thing it had some visible wear, something like that, but the picture would have told me that it was missing some paint on the one button, and it's kind of annoying because it must have chipped off, and it only, I mean, I shouldn't care because it functions perfectly, but some of the paint's chipped off of the one button, and the buttons light up when you press them, and so you get this bright light over the one button, and it's one of those old man complaining things that it drives me crazy. Would I use it? Well, I'm gonna get a fine paint pen and try to cover that up. This wouldn't work to use a Sharpie or something. We'll just rub off. But yeah, this other one is more money, but very good condition. But yeah, read the description. There was another one that was cheap, and they said works great, but it's missing the little pegs that stabilize it being plugged in. But it still, works great. But yeah, it works great until it falls out because it doesn't have the stabilizer pins. So, yeah, eBay. No returns on the cheap one I got, but the expensive ones, that guy had 30-day return policy, so that was nice. So yeah, I'm looking forward to rims, but I don't think it's ever going to go on sale. That doesn't come out, that comes out about as often as TT, I think. But I think I would really like the physics and it's not as famous as Ride, but I think I would like the physics better, as I prefer this game. I don't know, I think they have actual locations, but I think they have more bikes. Ride used to have a ton of different bikes, but they couldn't get licensed for some of them for this latest version, Ride 4, like Ducatis and stuff. Really slimmed down. And I saw a YouTube video, I didn't watch it, but on why racing games have less content nowadays due to licensing issues. Like a lot of games no longer have, like I guess one of the latest Forza Horizons doesn't have like Fiats anymore because they couldn't get the license. I don't know if so. You know, if you import the liveries you made for your Fiat in the old version, can you not use it? Do they have? The question is, can you still get the old Fiats that were licensed, the older models, or can you not play with a Fiat at all? I didn't watch the video, I don't know. And I'm not didn't get Horizon 5 and not really planned on getting it. Unless it goes on sale really cheap. By the end of this year, I do plan on getting a new, I'm on an Xbox One, I am planning on getting Series machine X vertical bar S. Oh, the naming, Microsoft. You gotta do something about your naming. Get better marketing people for your console division. I mean, you do have great, videos, but I think you probably use an outside service for that. You need to get better internal marketing people. They could have just called it Xbox 2, but of course they don't want to call it Xbox 2 because it's comparable to PlayStation 5. TWO. They could have called it Xbox 2 TOO, but they wanted to have X and S, which they do with the Xbox One as well. I've got the Xbox One X. The first expansion was Xbox One S, which was a little bit better than the X, the original Xbox. But the idea with the S is it's not quite as powerful or expandable as the X of the series. But really, but that's why I call it the series. Is a series of Xboxes called Series. They had to come up with a better name. I mean, they could have just called it Xbox 5. Nobody would have cared if they missed the version. They can't number them like PlayStation because they'd always be one number behind. Because the original PlayStation came out before the original Xbox. The Xbox came out when the PlayStation 2 came out with comparable power. Xbox is the original Xbox was a little behind the PlayStation 2, I think. Xbox 360 was a little bit of the PlayStation 3, but then by Xbox One they had caught up, and then the Xbox One X is even more powerful than any PlayStation 4 Pro we could get. And the Xbox One X is a monstrous beast, and it's priced like it. The S is not quite as capable as the PlayStation 5. And eventually the PlayStation 5 will come out with a PlayStation 5 Pro, and then the Xbox Series X will also have to leapfrog them. But the S plays all the same software and it's cheaper, and I've kind of resigned myself that I'm going to get that initially and then wait until the next greatest version of the Xbox Series X comes out and get that. I don't know what they'll call it, the Xbox One XX? Like, no, the Xbox Series XX, because the Xbox One X. What else could they have called it? People joked about it being called Xbox 2 TWO, but when it was in development, there was some code name I don't remember. They wouldn't use the code name, of course. I think they should just call it Xbox 5. They could have called it Xbox FIVE. That would have been really confusing. People would wonder where's the TWO and the THREE and the FOUR. See, I can spell. I can spell all the numbers up to 10. In English. What other languages? I guess German and Spanish, if I really thought hard, I could get the numbers 1 to 10. Maybe all the numbers up to I don't remember what a million, billion, whatever it is in German. I took a couple years of honors German in high school, and I know what Guten Tag and Auf Wiedersehen and Danke, that's about it. Bitte is you're welcome, bitte schön. And I can't do the proper pronunciation of my schön. Bitte schön. Something like that. Or is that a different word? One with the umlaut, one without? I don't know. Not. My German is nicht gut. Nicht gut. It's nicht existent. Gotta watch some old Hogan's Heroes reruns, speaking of World War II. I am a history geek. I don't just like military history, but I like history of science a lot more. But yeah, into sciencey stuff. Still have at one time here in the apartment between my roommate and I, we had I think 4 different science magazines, physical magazine subscriptions, down to 1 now. New Scientist, which is probably the best popular one. Scientific American is, I don't like as much. A little too commercially. New Scientist is expensive because it's a weekly, not a monthly. But things like Popular Science are just trash. Discover magazine, they even still have that. That's trash. That was one my roommate had. I always would tease her because, you know, I had Science News, which is a very, it was a newsletter basically from the Society of Science and the Public Interest or something like that. Anyway, yeah, not a lot of physical magazines that people buy these days. If I just wanted the online version, it'd be a lot cheaper, but you know, sometimes you drop your phone in the toilet. You gotta have something else that you don't care about if you drop in the toilet when you are gonna be in there for a few minutes. You need some reading material. And heaven forbid that you might, what am I trying to say? Continue. What did I get? What reward did I get? This is taking a while. Oh, that's right. I don't get my rewards yet. It's just taking me back to the thing. Well, I'm actually going to call the YouTube episode there. Let's get rid of this rain. Not there. No, it is there. Weather. Rainy. Get rid of that. Change. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to call the YouTube episode there. It's been about an hour. And then, if you're watching on Twitch, stick around. I'll be back in about 2 minutes, and we'll do the official race. If you are watching on the official race, where's the official way? Oh, I have to do it as a custom race. Yes, I will set up the official race, 4 laps, all the good stuff. I'll break that up into 2 laps and 2 laps, I think, for YouTube. So I'm going to have to pit anyway, so I'll break it up at the pit. And yeah, I'll be back. Maybe if there's time at the end, I'll do the other weekly event, special event. But yeah, if you're watching on Twitch, stick around. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. I'll throw up the BRB screen. If you're watching on YouTube, that's going to be it for this episode. Hope to see you in the next episode, which my TT Alaman 3 playlist. It's called TT Alaman 3 playlist on my. It's called TT Alaman 3 on my YouTube channel. It should be on my featured page. I gotta double check that. yeah, that's out on Saturdays and Sundays at 12. No, not 12. 6:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Civilization 6. And yeah, check the streams are on Tuesdays, Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time. And the YouTubes drop at 6 o'clock, at 6:30. And Saturdays and Sundays at 12:30 p.m. I stream for about 4 hours each. I'm terrible at signing off. Twitch, I'll be back in 2 minutes. YouTube, I'll see you in the next episode.